Taurus, welcome to your Sun and Gemini reading. This will be a reading for the zodiac sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, during the time that the Sun transits Gemini. Also, if you came across this at a different time, trust that the message finds you when it's meant to, okay? I've been doing some pre-channeling for you, Taurus, and I want to jump right into that because this may be for a group of you who are dealing with this energy. The cards don't always match the pre-channeling, but frankly, often they do. So what I'm getting for you is a sense of patience, a sense of delayed gratification versus instant gratification, and a choice. All right, so what I feel for you, Taurus, for this group of Taurus people, is that you're at a place where you're kind of the Lover's card. You have a choice to make, whether you would like to take the path of instant gratification in avoidance of your goals, or if you would like to continue the path towards your goals. And I do get the sense that the Taurians that I'm talking to are on the path towards their goals, okay? You are already well on your way. It's just that perhaps due to some anxiety, avoidance, fear, whatever it is for you, we can look into that. I feel old coping mechanisms are popping up in your life to kind of throw you off track, okay? And this is just showing up to kind of ask you if you're ready to continue on to a new way of being. All right, I just want to say that it's going to feel so much better if you wait. So if you're having some distractions pop up in your world to distract you, ignoring those and perhaps giving into them later on will be better for you. And let me make it clear that this doesn't feel anything like anything really toxic or negative, any full-blown addictions of any sort. It's but they are some negative coping mechanisms. So perhaps it's just that some examples. You're getting to know someone new, and instead of in the process of getting to know them, you're tempted to just jump into the sack. Or you're working on a spreadsheet and you want to start this new TV series that you hear is great, you're really excited about. But if you wait, if you continue your work day, make yourself a nice dinner, and then watch the TV show, you're going to feel much better overall. It's a much more grounded, well-rounded way of going about moving through this energy. And what I feel is that this is an old coping mechanism, okay? And so inherently it's not something you're always doing. Like I said, it's not anything full-blown. No full-blown like sex addictions, food addictions, people addictions, drugs or alcohol. It's not full-blown for you, but it could be that if you give into it, it is a reminder of a way of being that you're no longer in. Okay, so you have moved past some sort of period in your life where maybe you were doing some avoidance behaviors, and while giving in wouldn't be the end of the world, it's more the impact on your feeling, it's more the impact on your self-esteem, your feeling of abundance and security. There's another word I'm trying to get for you. It's like your self-actualization. I'm still missing it. If it comes to me, I'll let you know, or maybe it'll show up in one of the cards. Yeah, the closest I can get is self-actualization. It's affecting that. And that's very important, you know. You shouldn't let a distraction or a behavior make you feel that way. And if you do not give in, if you just wait, I think you'll feel much better. So this reading is asking you to have patience. It's asking you to make a choice. And, you know, let's see what comes up for you in the cards. I'm going to get an oracle message for you, Taurus, and I'll read it to you from the book, because generally there are some specific words or phrases that will anchor in and activate you with these messages. I do read intuitively, I do read traditionally, but sometimes I like to read from the creator's book because, as I said, there's some words or phrases that can activate you, that you need to hear in this reading. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node. I like this. Hold on. What is this delayed gratification in card finding? Oracle message for Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node. Is it that one? Okay. We have Reason, number 4. This, in the traditional tarot, is the Emperor card. Let's take a look at him. Reason. Intuitively, I'm feeling logic. I'm feeling control. I'm feeling the bigger picture. Study. Ancient wisdom. It's not ancient wisdom. Sorry. It's for some of you, it could be like a mystery order. Wow. So quick channeled message. If you are studying a mystery tradition and you're tempted to use what you've learned right now quickly, but your masters or the books or whatever you've been inducted into it suggests against that. It suggests waiting until you've completed a sort of course of study before you start practicing what you've learned. This could be for you. You know, it could be that delayed gratification, that choice you have to make, Taurus. That even if you are tempted at this time to have like a sort of quick fix or just test it out, it's asking you to wait. All right, so Reason. Let's read your message. I'm noticing how this shape is mirroring, this little hexagon is mirroring one of the shapes on this card. This card features the platonic solids, okay? From the flowing abundance of the key that precedes it, which is the Empress, or in this deck called Abundance, there is a natural seg to the key of Reason. After the Great Mother, in all her limitless creative expression, Starseed is met by her male counterpart, the Good Father, who brings order and structure to the dynamic energies of her creative force. He is her complement. He is her complement rather than her polar opposite. To her artistic design, he brings structure. To her unrestrained imagination, he brings reason. To chaos, he brings order. Here is a figure of noteworthy authority. Seated on his throne, he is clearly one to go for the last word. Father to the child and ruler to the kingdom. In his exalted state, he is solid, powerful, and yet wise and yielding. The potential, however, is there for him to become impatient and controlling. Above his head, the 5 platonic solids appear, holograms of his reasoning, logical mind. These are the fundamental forms of sacred geometry, cosmic figures that great scholars have depicted as the shapes of the elements. Okay. Reason contemplates bringing structure to the creative flow of... I'm sorry, I'm going to go back and read the entire text. Someone wanted me to. According to Plato, the tetrahedron represents fire, the octahedron is air, the cube is earth, the icosahedron water, the dodecahedron corresponds to the ethers. Reason contemplates bringing structure to the creative flow of imagination and being grounded in reality. Yet, for all his conviction as to the ordering of the universe, he holds a talisman like a pendulum in his hand. symbol of his vulnerability on the one hand and is allowing for possibilities beyond his own rationale in the other. Oh gosh, sorry about that. When reason appears in your meditative or divining process, the question arises as to how you or the parent are either lacking or bringing structure into your life. This key is a teacher to the impulsive child, the kind and loving aspect of the male authority figure who can be that voice within you, or an actual person who exudes a certain rulership over your life. It is the reasoning, logical mind seeking to give the impulsive creative flow a structure within which to manifest reality. Okay? Finding that structure within whatever you're doing and resisting the temptations that might bring temporary pleasure. Here are some questions for you to contemplate. Here's some questions. When this key appears in your reading, contemplate the following questions. How are you exercising reason in your current situation? What male authority figure is laying down the law? I would say masculine authority figure. How do you discipline yourself to bring structure to your vision? What aspect of your life do you feel you need control over? Who is exercising control over you? Your boss, partner, teacher. Okay, so I think this has to do with inner control, inner discipline, tapping into the inner emperor within, the inner reason within, that higher version of the masculine energy of control, dominance, discipline, and reason, with still a softness there to gently teach the child the proper ways instead of scolding them, let's say. All right. And so it's being gentle to yourself in whatever you're doing and whatever distractions you're facing. It's kind of the idea of like, if you've practiced meditation, you know, the thoughts coming into your mind and letting them gently pass through instead of pushing them out into submission, right? It's letting them gently pass through. And also, I did just get another channel message that if this has to do with you leading a team of some sort, if you are literally a boss over a group of people, it's kind of, while you might be tempted to sort of micromanage your team, it's sort of allowing that gentleness in your approach to let them flow through their way of doing things and come to their own conclusions about what's right and wrong, or creating their own structure. You can like set up a template for them and let them, you have the faith and trust in them to let them carry it through, okay? All right, Taurus, I'm gonna get into some tarot cards for you. What does Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising need to know? I'm getting more about this delayed gratification. If you're really feeling, oh, we had 3 that jumped out. Let's see. If you're really feeling tempted or distracted, but it doesn't feel like it's a pure temptation. It feels like a avoidance behavior. I'm really getting that. So what are you avoiding and why? Is there a different way of being that you can use to, instead of force yourself to do something, to titrate between forcing yourself to do something and beating yourself into submission almost, right? And then on the other hand, being completely distracted and letting those distractions rule you. Is there a different way of being? Anyway, we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Magician, and the 8 of Cups. So with this Magician, I really am feeling, and at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands, and I'm going to take that. This came out for you before when I was shuffling. I'll put that right here. The Ace of Wands is kind of guiding this. If you're receiving divine inspiration to do something and you're avoiding doing it, there's something in this message for you. Maybe they want me to look at this. Excuse me. Wow, I see this figure as kind of like, what did the book say about the pendulum? It has to do with his vulnerability, right? But I see this, this authority figure as kind of scrying or looking into, they're kind of like looking for answers here. Tapping into something with this card as well as the Ace of Wands. So, if you've been tapping into universal wisdom, and this is, you know, from, I would say this feels like it's from a creative standpoint. If you've been tapping into like the collective unconscious, into archetypes, into universal energy, if you've been tapping into that, I feel it coming to you, but now that it's here, you're kind of avoiding it. So what is that about, Taurus? You're the one who initiated this. You wanted access to this divine wisdom. And now that it's here, you're engaging in avoidance behaviors. What is that about? Maybe there's something about the material plane versus this higher realm. And there's some struggle between having access to this and at the same time being this Knight of Pentacles. I don't want this to catch on fire. Knight of Pentacles. I see. It could be that you're concerned about making your way in the physical plane, financially creating a life for yourself, and you're wondering how having access to divine wisdom, whether it's creative or spiritual, and if it is spiritual, this was not tapped into by any manipulation or force. Let me just be clear. This is like you did the work and you have now received some information. This is not like bending will in any way. I don't fuck with that. So if this is creative or spiritual, access to universal information, universal life force, you're wondering how that translates into the physical world. And so you could be, now that it's here, turning back because you think, oh, well, you know, I have a mortgage to pay. I have a life to live. This is just crazy dreams. You know, I also hear someone, they're a musician, and I believe that you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, and you're finally like getting this divine inspiration that you've been wanting since I think like your 20s or 30s, or you haven't had access to it since that time. And you're hearing the voice of your mother say like, what good is any of this? Please ignore that. Please know that that voice is some internalized part of yourself, and you can work through some sort of divine reinterpretation, some sort of spiritual, magical work within you. You can change that voice so that you can fully receive this potential that you already have. It's already within you. It's just that, and it's already ready to access you, but you have to get rid of that voice. That's really specific, but more generally, this is just saying to me that this divine inspiration is here for you. You just have to be ready to receive it. You've been rejecting it when it's waiting for you. Divine inspiration is waiting for you, Taurus. I really feel that. So we also have this Eight of Cups. In it, she is in front of a group of pomegranates. She's also holding one pomegranate over her shoulder. 7 cups are stacked up behind her. She is moving towards one cup. It is past the threshold in the ethers, in the universe, somewhere out there in this black void. And she has to step down out of this palace. And the palace is quite beautiful. This, of course, has some Persephone vibes to it. There's some sort of like comfortable place or institution or material foundation that you have to step from into the unknown to receive this cup, this Ace Cup, which I believe contains the Ace of Wands, divine will, divine inspiration, collective unconscious information for you. There's also a full moon, so it could be, it has to do with moon cycles, or rather, I just heard, it has to do with setting a plan for yourself. And if you really need to, you need to set a date, a specific date to go out into this void. If that makes you feel comfortable in leaving behind whatever secure foundation you have, I'm not telling anyone to quit their jobs if that's not what they want to do at all, or leave their home, anything like that. I'm just saying it's more of a metaphor. It's more whatever solid, stable, secure place you've been. It's very comfortable, but there's more for you. There's more for you out there. Wow, Taurus, I just realized that a message similar, not the same, but related came up for you in last month's reading, which was your birthday reading. And it had to do with leaving something behind that was very happy and fulfilling, but was no longer that way. It was you started it in goodwill, in good faith, in good trust, but the circumstances have changed and it's time to move on from that. So if that is relevant to you, go check it out. It's called oh, wow. Something, I think it was called something cosmic just on the periphery. Look at that. There's something cosmic just on the periphery for you. Just outside of that threshold. Walk down the stairs. Walk down the stairs into the unknown, Taurus. I get that for you strongly. There's something also about the dress she's wearing. It's, there's a few colors in it, but I'm getting the white. I can't articulate in words what I'm feeling with that. It's hard to... It has something to do with alchemy. Okay? The whitening process. It's an alchemical thing. And under the moonlight, there's a purification happening. So... this figure, I think, is getting ready to receive this cup through some sort of purification, shedding, moving on. Moon cycles, you know? And with the Magician, you've manifested this. And you are the only reason you're blocking it. Oh my gosh. Again. What is the other message? Okay, there's 5 platonic solids. It's the number 4. I don't know. I can't get anything else with it right now. All right, let's pull a few more tarot cards to see what else they have for you. This card is really giving me trouble. I don't know what it is. I'm going to leave it here in case, you know, I'm so sorry. I'm going to leave it here in case I need to look at it again, because clearly there's some indication that there's something in here I've missed, but I don't know what it is yet. I just heard eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You might be making a decision. Do I stay or do I go? I mean, I think you already know that. Let's get a few more tarot cards for... Ooh, blockage. Blockage. Can we help Taurus to release this blockage, please? Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, Sun in Gemini reading. You and your neighbor Gemini are so very different, and if you are on the cusp, then this might be especially relevant for you, I feel. It could be two parts of you pulling in different directions and not knowing which way to go. All right, one more time for Taurus. Ace of Pentacles. Another ace. We have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Wands. Oh my gosh. Another Ace of Wands. Let's put these up here. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Ace of Wands. Let me put them up here for you to compare. I'm getting something with these platonic solids again. It could be something as simple as looking into that. If this reading is for you who is studying some sort of mystery tradition, it could be looking into the platonic solids. And maybe you have to choose one to study deeper and you're having trouble choosing, and that's what the eeny, meeny, miny, mo is. Truthfully, I think it doesn't matter which you choose. It will still bring you great success no matter what, and inspiration no matter what. So roll the dice, pick one. It really doesn't matter. The World. There you are, Taurus, on this card. The World. There's 4 figures on here, the fixed signs. Another 4 of Swords. Some sort of choice about reason and stability. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. More aces. Ugh. Okay. Wow. This is... I don't know what this is. It's the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Swords. Oh my god. Hold on. The 3 of Pentacles. And the 9 of Swords. I do feel this anxiety about making some sort of choice. I don't know what this 3 of Pentacles is. Ooh, I did just get that if you're choosing... I don't generally do love readings, okay? But if you're choosing between 2 people, I can see that's like what you're trying to choose. And it could also be between 2 like clients or 2 artists, or it could be choosing between 2 people, but it doesn't have to be in love, is my point. You're having a lot of anxiety about this. I just want to say that because there's all of these platonic solids here and this figure is sort of vulnerable and trying to make a decision, that's intuitively what I feel. It doesn't matter which you choose. No matter what, you will make the right choice, in that what will happen is supposed to happen. For them and for you. Okay? You just have to trust that. So, this is a really important reading, Taurus, because we have all 4 aces. The Ace of Wands twice, but the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands. The World. With these 4 corners. Wow. I get that making your decision is what moves this world forward. You are such a strong, solid, stable, secure energy that 4, whatever you're wavering and faltering in, it's not your natural way of being. I just have to say. This sort of like distracted, quick fix kind of thing, that's not you. It could be the lower vibration of Taurus, sure. Perhaps you definitely, you dealt with that in the past, but that's not who you are now. And whatever's coming up for you is a reminder of that, and you don't need to go back there. Giving into that will just take you back there. And it's not a great place to go back because you're in a different period in your life. So it's not going to harm you per se, but it is going to knock your confidence. It's going to knock your sense of stability. It'll teeter you between the 4 and the 5. The 4 being very stable, the 5 being very chaotic. So stay in that 4. Really fully embody this 4, okay? Make your choice and trust that whatever it is, in whatever avenue of life this applies, that it's going to move things forward. And with this magician here staring at me in the middle, I do get that you will, you have the magic, the power to move this forward. Once you just do it. Once you're ready to just make the decision and receive this, once you're ready to step down those stairs into the unknown, once you do it, you will have all 4 aces. All 4 aces. And if you're having trouble, pray about it, sleep on it, ask your guides to give you a dream. Okay, I always get that with this card. Trust. What I hear with this is trust. The 4, I mean, the Suit of Swords is so chaotic. It is the most negative of this, you know, of the suits, but like we need all energy. It takes all kinds, Taurus. This is my favorite sword card. It's a place of rest, repose, and trust. Trust and ground into the message. All right. That's what I'm really getting for you. I'm going to get you an oracle card to kind of leave you with. King of Swords, another sword. I want to get an oracle card for Taurus. I'm going to put this up so that you can see it one last time. Look at that. Now it's standing perfectly fine on its own. Wow. There's something in that. There's something to it, I swear. Let me know what this has to do with in your life. I'm really curious. I kept it general, but I did include some of those specifics, but I would like to know what this is about. You know, being ready to receive divine inspiration, but feeling a block, which is self-imposed, and then choosing by your own will to move forward and get out of it, and you receive all 4 aces. I mean, wow, my God, that's incredible. I want to know what it is about. So can you give me one last message for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node? To leave them with, please, Spirit. That one? Is that the one you want? Wow, what I'm really seeing with this card, I'll show you in just a moment. Let me just double check, make sure there's not anything else in here that I'm supposed to give you. We have purity. What I'm really getting with this purity card is the 2 different colors of eyes that this, what is it, an Arctic fox? This gorgeous little white fox. Oh, wow. And this white dress, the color white, this, I think it's, I believe in alchemy it's called the albedo process, and it's whitening under the full moon. And then the 2 different colors of eyes, which to me is indicating a choice. They're both beautiful. It doesn't matter. Give me just a second. Okay, and then you also got the card Forgiveness. which is the one I'm going to read to you. Purity is an extra message. Also, there's a message here if you have Capricorn placements, as they also received this card. So do go watch the Capricorn reading, okay? It's gorgeous. But I am going to read you forgiveness. Sunset glow. As the sun sinks behind the horizon and the reds and oranges turn to the lavenders and deep purples of the ensuing night, the day is complete. Sunset signifies that a new cycle has begun. As each star emerges into the velvet sky, we enter a realm of the dark unknown. The dark unknown. Where magic and even the mystery of life itself seems to shimmer above us. Wow. To be regretting that the day is done is to miss the glory of the starry heavens above. The sacred landscape wants you to know. It is human to want to hold on to the past, our memories, experiences, and relationships. However, there can be times when we are carrying so much of the past that we can't fully see the present. The past doesn't need to equal the future. Just because you had a pattern or recurring challenge in the past doesn't mean that it needs to recur in the future. The key is to be willing and ready to simply and cleanly let go of the hold that the past has on you. The past is gone, and it's okay to let it go. The way to do this is to fully immerse yourself in the here and now. Be super aware of the sights, sounds, smells, textures, and energy of your present. When you do this, the past simply vanishes and the glory of the present emerges. Okay, that's beautiful for you. All right, Taurus. Those are your messages. We'll just do the best we can here. So, okay, Taurus, those are your messages. I hope they found you well, and I hope that you let me know what this is for you, and that you step into this dark unknown to receive what's already yours. All right. So much light. Thank you. Take care.